Welcome to Seamlss demo. Oh, dear God. So today we'll talk about leads management. I'm the co-founder, accounting firm owner, all that fun stuff. Yes, we'll talk about automation, increasing your security and accuracy with leads, and we'll do the demo, go over overview on leads today, going from XPM. This time I'll start from scratch. So we have the dashboard. Hopefully now you can see my screen. Here's the dashboard, the different areas of your dashboard within Seamlss. You do have the basic leads here where it'll import on the main dashboard, but generally if you're going to manage leads, you'll manage them in this area here. As you can see, there's no leads in there at the moment because we're expecting firms to go from XPM. So you can just click on the import, go to the data center and import them. From here, then we do have a help guide. So it just makes it really quick and easy for you to get around and get the processes done. It isn't very difficult. When you're logged into XPM, just go to subscriptions and go to export. There is a bit in the business settings where you can export data. Don't go in there. Click on business, go to subscriptions and go to export. This export is as if you're leaving XPM. It will send you an email. You get a link. You click on the link and then you'll download it. About 5 minutes later, you'll have a zip file full of your exports of data from XPM. So for today's example, I'm going to download mine. Go on to the demo. So here are my leads exports that I've downloaded previously. And then we're just going to click on the import button. If you've got a big file, it might take a little bit longer, but generally for most people, it'll be fairly quick. Seamlss will ingest that, and then all your leads are imported. Now, as part of that import process, it'll also import all the categories. You can manage your categories and you can add different lead categories. Could be email to Clayton. So Clayton gets emails, give it a different order, give it a different value, pick your color that you want, and add the category. You can also obviously edit and delete those categories. As a part of the list management, obviously you might also just want to add a lead. So from an ongoing point of view, put in their basic details. Could be Rod, put in his email, put in a fake email, put in a phone number. Maybe we've already been chatting to Rod at the lunch on Thursday. So therefore, we want to talk about how we found him. Maybe it's a high priority. Lunch. Give him a tag. Lead from email. Who knows? Whatever, however it is you process those leads, keeping that data so that you've got something to follow along with. Allocate it to the different partner or account manager, whoever's going to manage that lead. Once you've added them in there, they'll be in the list. So from the list, you can obviously sort them out. So we are adding reporting capabilities, but in between that period, you're going to already do a bit of reporting similar to how you were in XPM. So in XPM, a lot of people are doing sorting of the data, which we've just built that straight into the app. So you can organize them by names, amounts, categories, where they're at, the value, and the status. There's different ways of curating your list right from the get-go. You can also add in different actions and notes. So, call this lead, cool lead, and send quote. Clayton's going to do that task, and he's going to do it on Thursday. Longer term, the goal is to add these in to have some automatic reminders and tasks to team members to flow on to different places so that we can get those notifications so someone does action those lead tasks. We're looking for some templates for lead templates similar to XPM to see if we can implement some of that as well to make some data flow the same way it was in Xero Practice Manager. You can easily edit the client from this screen as well. So you might edit a lead and change different positions, add more details, change the category, who the partner is, different things like that, depending on what you've imported. So that is generally where you're going to go with the leads from this point. The next step you might also do from here is review and onboard as a client. So if you won that client, you sent them a proposal, review and onboard them. So from this point, you've got their details. This is probably not a good idea with that one. Let's pick an actual person. So let's review and onboard Rod. So got a name, it's got an email, it's got a phone number. So it's got the 3 key things you need to send the client and add them as a client. You add their entities and you start onboarding them. You can send them a verification, and you're basically taking them from a lead, and then you've had that chat with them, managed the lead, curated the lead, and then you've sent them an onboarding request so that you can either add them to your portal, or maybe you want to do a more thorough proposal. Something that will be added to the leads list this week will be sending them a form. So the goal will be is that the lead will come in, you'll manage them, you'll be able to send them a prospecting form, ask them some questions, and then onboard them or send them more requests and more information. So the form, I just wanted to show you what that will look like. It basically looks similar to the quick fetch form. So you can send the quick fetch forms now to clients, and basically you'll be able to send the same button will be in leads, and you'll be able to send them forms as well. So you'll be able to send them any form, but most likely you'll have a prospecting form. So it'll be a new client form, and it'll say, oh, tell me about your business, who's your primary contacts. You could send them, how many employees do you have? What's your turnover? What's your entity structure? How many entities do you have? Collecting some of that data for prospecting that client, triaging them to see if they're the right fit to start with. And I think that'll be super crucial going forward from my firm's perspective. So basically what will happen is the client will be able to book in via Zapier, and then they'll zap in, they'll come in here, we'll be able to send them a prospecting form. And from that prospecting form, I'll be able to triage them to see whether they even want to have that proactive accounting meeting with them, or if they're just a tire kicker, or maybe they're not my ideal client. So straight from the get-go, we're going to have a better process around managing and handling those leads. Obviously, everyone handles leads a little bit different. And that's the idea, is that we want that flexibility. Longer term goals will be that obviously the client will come from Zapier or your other app that you might be utilizing to pull the leads in automatically. And then you'll be able to send them pre-work or new client prospecting. Then you'll be able to move them into meetings. Then you'll be able to move them onto onboarding. Now, in addition to getting them onto here, so obviously we've got the how they come in. So these ones will come in by XPM. This one was manual. You can also do via Zapier. So I'm not sure they're going to show up. No, we've cleared the deck on this one. So if you have Zapier, like in my firm, someone will book in for a meeting via Calendly. When they book in for that meeting, Calendly will go through Zapier, and those details will come straight into here as a new lead. You could do that from other apps such as HubSpot or Ignition. So when they sign the proposal, they could come in as a lead, and you can manage them from there from an onboarding process. On the flip side, if you don't use any of those apps, that's fine too. What we do have is the lead link form. So the lead generation form, you can turn it on in the settings just here, and then it's your own custom link to your firm's lead link. You can put in a different title, put in your description, and then at the end, when they've completed the lead link, you can put in a different option. You're the best accountant ever, and I want to work with you. That's the process there. So from that lead link, you can send them to your website, to a white paper, to a video, or maybe even to your Calendly. So if the client gets this link, then they get the opportunity to book in with you. So you save the setting, open the link, you can copy that link and paste it wherever you want on your website. When the client clicks on the link, they can start keying their details in here. So put their details in. From this point, you'll have a good lead. And they can put in some messages. So we'll submit that through. Oh, phone number is known valid. 1 2 numbers. Submit. Done. So from that point, the client is now moved from a lead, and they can then do your white paper, your website, or they might click on this and go to your Calendly link, and then they can get started from there. But from this point is obviously you're sending them and directing them wherever you want, but they're now on your lead management. So they're on, this is the simple lead link that we were talking about, the dashboard, and you can see that they've clicked on the lead link, and that's the source. If you go to the leads dashboard, sort by name, here's Bob here. So from this point, we might want to send him for onboarding, or send him a form. So hopefully the forms will be in there in the next couple of days, if not by the end of the week. And I think that would be really good because you'll be able to send them a prospecting form from this point, or your sales team will be able to update and add different actions and things like that. I just wanted to go back. What else did I need to touch on? Pricing for Seamlss is $600 annual AUD, and that's 1,200 requests, which is a lot for most firms. If you go over that, we'll give you the shoulder tap and you can go on to the next one, or it's $60 a month AUD. Got lots of good 5-star reviews. Obviously, you can click on the links and get started to sign up for a trial. So just start for free on our website right here. If you need some help, reach out, contact us. Bunch of different help documents. Get started with us here. I guess my quick question, does everyone see in the bottom right-hand corner the chat? Does anyone have any questions so far? There's no questions. Hopefully everyone can see the chat in the bottom right-hand corner. That is basically leads in a nutshell. From this point, if you want to catch up, you can book in a webinar, a demo, either one-on-one or watch the webinar that we produce. To sign up, it really is really simple, straightforward, and to set up is really straightforward for yourself. The branding, 2FA, it's not super hard, and you can book in a success session with me if you need to, or you can get some help from Clarity Street. Any questions? What's the price limits number of users? No, you can have as many users as you want. Go back. I thought I had that in there. Have as many users as you like. The request is just like, if I send Clayton an onboarding request and it's Clayton, his 5 entities, identity check and an engagement letter, that's still just one request. If you send Clayton just one request of a quick fetch form, that's just one request. So you get 1,200 requests for $600 a year. If you've got 500 or 600 clients, then that's probably enough requests. If you've got thousands of clients, you might have to go up a level on requests. Yes. Any other questions? I think I've covered pretty much everything with leads. We do have more plans to implement more things with leads as it goes. Does forms sync back to XPM? The forms won't sync back to XPM, but the client details will. So with your client, say it's Clayton Wood, just a quick overview. You could add Clayton as a client. Clayton will complete the form, fill out all these details. All these details, you can push it back and sync to XPM. With Seamlss, we want XPM as a single source of truth, so you can compare the data in Seamlss and in XPM at the same time, and only overwrite the data that you want to overwrite. So right now it's looking up XPM and checking, so you can see that Clayton's a match. Sync and merge with XPM takes all of a second, and then you can view it in XPM. With new entities, you can select based on the different entity types, or it might be a new entity. So the idea is that to make sure XPM stays a single source of truth. Then you've obviously got all the different forms, all the different data, all that sort of stuff. That doesn't sync to XPM. Our shorter term goal is to sync to different document management solutions. Do you have any other questions?
So, I suppose from here,
I think that's about it. Well, do you sync back to custom fields? Not yet, Chris. That's definitely on our roadmap to allowing different custom fields to sync to Seamlss, then it'll allow you to sync them back to XPM. Let us know in any feedback or email of custom fields that you'd like to be syncing, but I believe it pulls the custom fields from XPM based on the custom fields you're utilizing.
Actually, I'd rather someone invisible person.
Hopefully that answers everybody's questions. By all means, I do recommend jumping on the website. On our website, you can book a demo on the website from here to book in with me, or you can contact us, or you can just get started. It really is pretty easy. You do get 14 days. If you need a couple extra days for an extended trial, you can just reach out. If you are using XPM for leads, you do only have a couple of days to export. So even if you need to, jump on our help page here and view the XPM Lead Manager export. So you need to do something to get those leads out before the end of financial year. Any other questions? I think we'll wrap it up from that point. And hopefully everyone will be utilizing Leads Manager and improving their client onboarding experience going forward. Like I said, any questions, reach out. Thanks everyone for joining. Keeping it short and sharp, and see you all soon. Thank you.